My cousin Sonia Sanders only trusts OmniGo Maps or OmniGo for everything. While waiting for the bus during a trip, the bus that we are supposed to get on pulls into the station. However, Sonia grabs my arm and says, "Amanda, OmniGo says that our bus is only arriving in another 10 minutes. This is not our bus." I watch helplessly as the bus pulls out of the station, ultimately making me miss my flight and forcing me to pay double the price for another ticket back home. Once after work, Sonia sees the green arrow on OmniGo and floors the gas pedal at a road intersection. She says confidently, "OmniGo says it's supposed to be a green light. That means this traffic light is wrong." I look at the red light in horror. Before I can stop her, a vehicle driving ordinarily past the intersection crashes right into our car. In the end, my legs have to be amputated, and I become wheelchair-minus bound, while Sonia only suffers a mild concussion and a fracture. One rainy day, Sonia calls me an Uber to go to my follow-minus-up at the hospital, but she sets the pickup point at a location that is flooded a third of a mile away. I try to change the pickup point to my home, but she snatches my phone away and says, "OmniGo says that this pickup point is highly recommended for disabled people to board. You can't just change the pickup point as you like." As a result, I fall into a puddle, wheelchair and all. Sonia doesn't even turn back to look at me and leaves me behind. Because of the rain and the prolonged soaking of my wounds in the dirty puddle, I develop a severe infection, which then leads to multiple organ failure. Despite being rushed to the emergency unit afterward, I ultimately die from the infection. When I open my eyes again, I realize that I'm standing at the bus station again. Sonia taps on her phone and leans closer to me, showing me the details on her phone. "Look, Amanda, OmniGo says that our bus isn't arriving for another 10 more minutes." I could see the bustling traffic and hear the noise surrounding us. I felt a brief moment of disorientation as I pinched my thigh hard, not believing my eyes. Ouch, okay, that hurt. I couldn't believe that I had been reborn again. In my past life, my cousin, Sonia Sanders, was also like this, clutching her phone while confidently pointing at the map on the OmniGo Maps application. She earnestly said, "Look, Amanda, OmniGo can't be wrong." I'm sure the bus driver must have forgotten to change the route number on his bus. She pointed at the handful of people on the bus and continued, "Also, the bus looks quite empty. It's obviously not the Airport Express bus we're supposed to be taking." Since Sonia was the one who had volunteered to plan for our trip, I thought that I didn't want to dampen her spirits, or make her feel as though I didn't appreciate her efforts, so I hadn't argued with her on that. I naively thought that her reliance on OmniGo was just a sign of a novice trip planner afraid of making mistakes. After all, she was planning for the first time and must be taking extra precautions to be careful. Soon after, I quickly realized that it wasn't because she was being careful at all. Sonia was just an incurable idiot and a stubborn control freak. On this day in my past life, I had watched helplessly as the bus rolled out of the bus station. The bus that OmniGo said would be arriving in 10 minutes ended up being half an hour late. When we had almost reached the airport, Sonia glanced at the drop-off point on OmniGo and insisted that the bus drop us off there, even if it was the farthest point away from the terminal entrance.